Biden regime paid hundreds of influencers to promote the dangerous COVID vaccine, at the same time censoring the Gateway pundit for reporting the truth about the deadly COVID vaccine. I'm telling you that lots of people in this country got filthy rich, all the TV networks, including Newsmax and Fox News. They all took hundreds of millions of dollars in bribes from the Biden regime and from Big Pharma to never allow a Wayne Root to say a word against the COVID vaccine. Do you know how obscene that is? Do you know how sick that is? Do you know censorship that is? Do you know how un-American that is? And then they tried to bankrupt all of us who told the truth about the vaccine and make us all look weird because we wouldn't take the vaccine. All you idiots who took the vaccine, you're all walking dead. Do you know that? You're walking dead. You're gonna be dead. But I'm not mad at you because you didn't take it because you're a dumb guy or gal. You took it because either A, you were forced to take it, B, you would have lost your job and your income, or C, you are a smart person and you normally wouldn't have, but they convinced you through this censorship. There was never anything negative about it in the news, only good. They would interview 8 doctors on TV and 8 doctors would say, oh, the COVID vaccine's fantastic. So why would you listen to Wayne Root? And if you never listened to Wayne Root, you'd never even know there was one person who said something against it. You just go 8 important doctors from the most important medical centers and research facilities and the most important hospital, Cedars-Sinai, in the world. They all said the COVID vaccine's wonderful. Of course you're going to take it. You're not stupid. You're smart. The government completely ruins your life. And you may get lucky because I've read so many articles now from experts about the deal with the COVID vaccine is that they sent out different strengths in different batches. So some of you just got saline and you're walking around going, the COVID vaccine's fine. I got it 6 years ago and I never have a problem. That's because you got saline. You got lucky. 100% dumb luck. Who got the vaccine with tons of spike proteins, who got the medium one and who got the one that has none in it. And they did that on purpose that everyone wouldn't die at once. And everybody would start investigating. They spread it out just enough that there were a few deaths here and a few deaths there and a few deaths here and a few cripplings there, a few disabled here and a few cancers there. But not everybody, because everybody gets it and they all die. Of course you're going to realize it's the vaccine. So they did it just perfect enough that nobody can say it's definitely the vaccine. Nobody can prove it's definitely the vaccine, even though the VAERS list has been the gold standard in the United States of America for 50 years. Plus, every doctor lived and died by it. The VAERS list, Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, where you report adverse events, including death. And it's reported 40,000 dead from the COVID vaccine, 40,000 dead from the COVID vaccine in the United States. And yet Harvard studied the VAERS over the last 5 decades and found that only 1% of deaths are ever reported because it's too much of a pain in the ass for a doctor who just lost his patient to sit there for 8 hours and fill out forms. So most of them don't even do it. Or they start and they quit because it's too onerous. So they found out only 1% reports. That means you have to multiply the number by 100. And 40,000 dead multiplied by 100, for those of you who aren't good at math, is 4 million. Which means the VAERS list, historically, according to Harvard, proves that 4 million Americans died from the COVID vaccine. But let's assume that the 1% number doesn't always apply. Maybe in the case of COVID, more doctors were willing to, because it was so high profile, report it. So maybe instead of 1%, it went up to 10%. So you only multiply by 10, and 40,000 by 10 is 400,000. And that's actually the figure most people think died in the United States. Most of my brilliant holistic doctors believe around 500,000 Americans or so died from the COVID vaccine. In the 1970s, we had a swine flu pandemic, and 25 Americans died from the swine flu vaccine, and they canceled the entire program. 25 died. They immediately, instantly canceled the program. Physician do no harm. It's against their oath to kill 25 people for the good of the country. So they canceled the vaccine. Of course they did. And that's fair. They're not mass murderers. That's totally cool. You thought it would work and it didn't. That's fine. You're not responsible. I have no problem with that. But if now 40,000 died, and it's really 40,000 times 10, 400,000, not 25 people, 400,000 people plus died from the COVID vaccine in the United States alone, 17 million around the world. How could you justify not canceling the vaccine and covering up the deaths? And the answer is you're a mass murdering scumbag, and there should be a Nuremberg trial, and every one of you should either hang or be electrified, or better yet, get the needle. And you know what should be in the needle? The COVID vaccine. I'd stab you with 55 COVID vaccines in the same afternoon, and let's watch what happens to you as your body rots within minutes. You dirty, filthy, lying, cover-up, fraudulent scumbags who murdered people and then say bad things about Wayne Root for simply telling the truth and wanting to save lives. What horrible people you are. But that's okay, because no matter what happens on earth, I'm going to heaven, and all of you are going to hell for the rest of your life. You know what's going to happen in hell? First of all, your ass is going to be on fire for the rest of your life. And second of all, they're going to stab you with vaccines every minute for the rest of your effing life while your ass is on fire and burning. That's going to be your life in hell for putting people into death from the COVID vaccine while you made money and lied about it and lied about the deaths and covered up the deaths and refused to report about any of it because it might come back to you and they might take the money away from you. Get it? That's the game. They're all afraid that either A, they're going to go to jail and be in prison for life, B, get the death penalty for mass murder and hang like Nuremberg, or C, they're scared to death there's going to be lawyers who take billion-dollar, maybe trillion-dollar class action lawsuits and send people to bankruptcy forever. Just the legal fees you'll be bankrupt, let alone the money they'll claw back. Everyone involved in this should lose everything they have. But right now, they're sitting in a $10 million mansion with $200 million in the bank. That's all going to be gone if anyone actually admits that you lied about a product that was killing people, told everyone to take it, told it was safe, told it was effective, and then covered up the deaths. All of you will lose everything you have, and we will all laugh while they hang you. But see, that's why the cover-up's going on, because you know that's what's going to happen. They will burn you. Your houses will be burned by mobs, and you know that. So you've got to cover up and keep the cover up going. And that's what's going on in America and the world today. That's why you don't hear about the COVID vaccine deaths and injuries and crippling disabled people, because they don't want you to know, because they are responsible for it and they're scared of what will happen, right? Legally and mob-like, mobs will come after them, and their house is going to burn down, and they're going to be sued, and they're going to lose everything they've got, or they're going to go to jail, or they're going to get hung in a Nuremberg trial. Any one of those things could happen, and they know it. So they all are part of the cover-up together, and they're covering for each other. You know, one for all and all for one, or we all hang. That's what's going on in America today.